Tobi is a technology leader with a decade of experience spanning software engineering, technology and cybersecurity advisory, and consulting. He began his career as a software engineer before evolving into a trusted advisor on technology and cybersecurity strategy, working with organizations to implement solutions that drive measurable business outcomes. At Xown Solutions, Tobi leads teams across UI/UX, engineering, DevOps, and implementations, and growth, overseeing the technical and non-technical delivery of projects from concept to execution. He represents technical leadership in C-suite stakeholder engagements, leading discovery calls, pitching solutions, and managing expectations at the executive level, keeping technical delivery aligned with business objectives, while building the fluency executives need to make informed technology decisions. He holds a degree in computer science from King's University and is passionate about helping businesses achieve scalable, sustainable growth through technology, positioning them to expand confidently into new markets. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tobi Omole.
So this year's theme is we're trying to see cybersecurity through the lens of business and not just a technology lens, right? So we want everybody, both technical people and non-technical people, to see cybersecurity as an investment, like Chelsea said, right? And I'm talking about cybersecurity and strategy. I know that in previous slides, we've introduced us to a framework called ScaleXP. It's a patented framework, it's a trademark framework in the UK. And we'll also be engaging you one-on-one to introduce you to this framework to see how you can embed your business into the framework to ensure, sustainable. So I'm talking about cybersecurity and strategy from the human perspective. We have a lot of attack vectors. We have from endpoints, we have from the internet, from cloud, we have from human as well. Going to tell you about from the human perspective. So I'm making both statements. Saying technology alone, you still fail. So your current cybersecurity landscape, you have a lot of complex, robust cybersecurity systems in place. You want to block you want to control your network, you're using firewall, you want to control your device, you're using EDR, you want to block peripheral device, EDR, so you understand. So you have cloud solutions, you also have solutions like container security. You want to secure everywhere. And you are forgetting about a very important part of your security vector, which is human, right? Because we don't know the damage that can be done just by a vulnerability from a human standpoint. So why I'm saying this is because organizations keep buying technology, yet they still get breached, right? The breach vector is not technology, it's human. So look at the numbers. We have 64% of cyber incidents are caused by human error. You have $1.3 million average financial impact of a breach from inappropriate IT resources used by employees. Employees don't really care about that. That's why we have a lot of policies. Employees want to get something, you collaborate anything about that, right? And it's our job as technical people to ensure that these policies are not violated by enforcing those policies with security. But you also need to make it a culture in your organization to ensure that people want to get things done. They don't go over your policy, they don't flout your policy. They know that they have a responsibility as an employee, because that culture has been engraved with them to ensure that they are not violated. So, and then you have 50% of businesses. This is about 4,300 businesses interviewed, and 50% of them are reporting that their business reports, they are reporting that threats are caused by inappropriate staff behavior. So, we can't underplay, the human rights, the human as a threat to your security. So, the next slide.
Now, we have AI 2026. Everybody using AI. Everybody using cloud. Everybody's integrating MCP servers. Everybody is using cloud code. Everybody has turned to a builder now. Everybody can build anything with AI, right? And with AI, it also increases your cyber threats surface, right? Because now you have new tools that a lot of people are not familiar with. Some technologies now have to come up to speed, to build solutions that can protect systems that are exposed to AI. People are giving root access to their servers, just to build something with AI. So 63% are saying AI-driven social engineering is the most significant cyber threat for 2026. A real-world case, a Disney employee downloaded a malicious AI tool from GitHub. Just pull the code, run the code, and attackers gain access. Just because, they want to build something with AI. Next slide, please. So true cyber resilience is not just about policies and technologies. Like I said, it's about culture. You need to ensure that culture is in place in your organization. Culture is shaped by how people think, how people act, how leaders lead, how processes are designed, and how technology enables it all. This also ties to the framework that we've been speaking about from the beginning, where we have this scalability, the alignment, the technology, the execution, the experience, all of that. So you can have the right strategy and the wrong culture. You can buy these tools, and your employees still have the wrong culture. It doesn't change anything sometimes, because those employees are still an attack vector that you still need to treat. So leadership must enforce this culture. So next slide. So I want to talk about the corporate Bermuda Triangle. So the Bermuda Triangle is supposed to be a place where chips or things or planes, whatever goes missing, and people can't seem to, find those planes or find out the reasons why those things happen. So the corporate version of this is you have the CEO or the CEO management, right? You have the security team, and you also have the IT and business managers. The CEO is focused on customer experience. They're focused on sales. They're focused on operations. They're focused on, costs, reducing costs as much as possible to ensure that the organization runs efficiently, right? They don't really care about, sometimes they don't really care about how secure the business is. They just want to see the results. They've employed you as the head of IT or the CISO to solve that problem. You don't want to have that headache, right? You have the IT and business managers. These are people that want to build solutions to ensure that processes run efficiently. So they don't care about security. They just want to build something, right? And then you have the security guys that think that this is their sole responsibility and nobody can share blame if anything goes wrong. Part of that might be true, but everybody has a responsibility. We must all take on that responsibility. Even though you're not working on it directly, but you must own that responsibility. And if you're a leader in the business, either it's the CEO or the COO, you must enforce that culture. So next slide. Okay, so you think in your head that the solution to this should be training your staff, training your employees, right? That is correct. That's how to reduce the threats by a significant margin. But if you don't use a tool that follows some specific security standards, you might miss out on a lot of things, right? It's a good step in the right direction, but you need the right tools to administer to these problems. So why traditional training fails? They're perceived as difficult. They're telling you what you don't need to do, not how to, do things, or how not to do the things that you're not supposed to do. Knowledge is not retained because probably the learning is not enforced, right? I spoke to a security manager, I think last week, talking about how when they want to implement some of those tools. So they were saying, yes, they really need to do these things because they've done a POV, they've seen how these things work, but the challenge is there's nobody to really man this solution, to administer the solution, because they have a lot of projects going on. So that's an example of what I'm talking about, right? You need to enforce the knowledge. You need to actually have the time. You need to be intentional about these things. So the last one is reading and listening is not as effective as doing. They have to actually do these things. They have to experience these things. So just an example of the scenario-based interactive session that you just did, it has probably opened your eyes to how cybersecurity can affect the business. And it's not only a technical responsibility, a business responsibility. So traditional training programs usually don't achieve the behavioral changes expected. Don't forget, we've been hammering a lot about culture. Culture is very important. We need to always have this thing seared into our memory, seared into our head. Everything we do, we need to ensure that we are not in a bid to maybe make the business some money, or in a bid to perform on the job. We are not violating policies. So the next slide. Okay. So I'm introducing KSAP. Xown Solutions is in partnership with Kaspersky. Thankfully, Kaspersky has a robust tool, right, called Kaspersky Automated Security Awareness Platform. So this platform is an educational platform built to teach you about these things, to expose you to real life events, expose you to different type of attacks. You learn about these things, right? You learn about this type of attacks. You can also simulate this kind of attacks, such that when you simulate this type of attacks, your employees can, when they fall victim, you can show them at what point they fell victim, at what they clicked on, at what kind of email they got. And you can even customize the type of email. Maybe, for example, phishing simulation. You can customize the kind of email phishing that you're sending to different people. One person can like maybe free gift cards. You can customize gift cards to that person and send gift cards to the person. Once the person clicks, you know that this person is a vulnerability in your organization, right? So I'm going to touch on that as we're going. So you have, this is not only a phishing tool. There's phishing and there's smishing. So that's SMS and voice, right? They're pretending like they are somebody, whereas they are not. So basically, you see an email from, for people that like maybe pizza, they see an email from Domino's. They don't check, where the email is from. They just see the email body and they see that, okay, Domino's is giving me free pizza. They say, I just need to enter my email. I just need to enter whatever, and I enter it. And I see, you've been awarded the pizza. Where is the pizza? You can't see it. Whereas they've gained access into your system. So you have supply chain risk. You have PCI DSS and bank card handling. These are modules on the KSAP. That's for mostly people that work in financial institutions. So next, please. So the meter attack is the standard, and you can see that all these meter techniques, KSAP covers everything. You have phishing, you have established accounts, You have trusted relationships. You have replication via removable media. You have valid accounts. An example, I think last year, one of our customers was hits. Not hits per se, because the head of IT was smart enough to know that something happened. In fact, fortunate enough to know that something is not right, because an email was sent to him their CFO to send some money to some people, to someone else. Customer data, and the email was sent from his own email. Up to speed so that they know how to it's called spoofing. People's records. Email spoofing. And then you have industrial cybersecurity. Because they didn't tidy their end on that part for the domain validation, they were able to run spoofing emails to their CFO. Thankfully, the head of IT just left the CFO's office and they just spoke about something. So the CFO called and like, you just left my office. What's going on? And I'm like, didn't send any email. And he showed him, and thankfully that was a fortunate situation. A lot of people have been, a lot of valuables have been encountered through that method. So the next one. Okay, so for KSAP, you are able to administer these lessons through an admin console, whereby you can create groups. You can create your users into different risk profiles. So there are some people in your organization that that these people are high risk based on some certain criteria. There are some people that that these people are not your employees. And medium, you also have content built from almost 30 years of cybersecurity expertise. So you can administer competency model of 500 lessons to a particular group. So you can administer maybe PCI DSS lessons. Yeah. So you have courses of over 500 plus. You have expert courses of 20 plus. You also have phishing simulators. Your management team, for example. So so the phishing simulation uses you can configure it based from the psychology. Maybe when your users click on it, they can see that. So it uses they can see that repeated they've been phished. Maybe when they click on it and the page loads, so that they'll see that they've been phished. They can also see a 404 page. If it's not reinforced, a page they don't do something, so they don't even know if they've been phished. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And you can also see a custom page which at some point customized. So and you have 5 to 15 minutes lessons. They are express courses and they are also long form courses. So you can decide which one you want to need to go to KSAP to study and tie it to their KPI. So the next one, please. So 4 easy steps: add users, divide them into risk groups, set target level per group, and set the start dates, for all of them. You ensure that. So the next one, please. So before I go to this, I just want to quickly talk about a funny story. I'm not going to mention the person's name, but there was a time when we ran a phishing simulation and, somebody clicked on it. This kind of person, they are present in a lot of organizations. For example, you can have your head of IT in an organization and also the HR, collaborates on this to ensure that it's a culture thing. So because
very enthusiastic. Once they see something that they're very excited about, their emotions are fully moved. And they want to ensure everybody gets one thing or the other. They will recruit as many people as possible. Whereas it costs a lot of people to be reached from that part. So a case study is Volkswagen in Spain. They moved to the exam. So they trained 95% of employees. They trained all the employees, and now they are reporting that 95% of the employees can now spot phishing attacks. This is the results. These are the numbers. They are able to now they have fewer data breaches, which is when employees are consistently trained. They have 5% plus of reports, improved vigilance and caution. So people are now more cautious. It's not a culture thing. every single thing they're doing with caution. So you're not on the internet and you're lying. Everybody's, no matter how small you are, if they need anything, it was not, they will get it. Right. 3 million plus people were trained with the Xown Amazon over 160 countries because I mean it's on cloud, so you can deploy it on cloud. And then you have 92% of people recommend training for other organizations. So let's go. So the cybersecurity culture, the cyber safety culture maturity model. From the first level, you have fragmented them where you have a lot of things, different places. You are not even, you don't have a cohesive system. You have the aware and the reactive. You only know about the ones that you know about. You don't know about the ones that you don't know about. And ignorance is not this. Where is going to? Nobody is going to tell you job well done because it knows. You have the managed maturity model. The incidents that you face are decreasing because you've been able to put some things in place. But you are still vulnerable to complex threats. You have the integrated. So this is where your processes look fine. You also have some lag risk, maybe from time that you've not addressed in the future. And you have the resilience. This is where you have all the tools for every different attack surface. Human level. To the human level. So when security stops being a campaign and becomes a culture, risk decreases and results. We can't underestimate the results that you can get from training your employees. To be cyber aware in your organization, you can't. No matter how many security protocols, your security software, no matter how digital, there will still be somebody that is not educated enough on the internet. I don't know what it is to ensure that they are not attacked, or to ensure that they are not
an inlet into the organization. So you need to train people. There are lots of us who don't know the length and breadth of the internet. The internet is very wide. There are different parts of the internet. So the next one. So KASAP is a tool. Scale XP is a strategy. We're saying Scale XP again because technology does not transform organizations. Organizations transform themselves by combining the right strategy, capability, leadership, execution, and technology. So deploying KASAP is a technology project that everybody needs to undergo in an organization. And embedding it through the Scale XP framework is a business resilience transformation. So we're going to talk about the Scale XP framework in detail when we start engaging you, one by one. One-on-one, rather. So the next one. Cybersecurity strategy, capability, KASAP builds your employee capability, alignment, all your teams need to be in alignment. The CEO, the management, the IT team, the software team, and the security team, everybody needs to be in alignment. The leadership must enforce this culture in the organization. The execution, you can do full automation of the 5-step framework or the maturity model, right? And you have the experience, the human-centric design, and gamified portal for the KASAP. And you have the performance, the dashboard. You can drill per employee. You can drill performance per employee. So you can check which employee is doing what they're supposed to do. Any course you've been assigned to them, you can check where they have been, in the journey. So next one. Yeah, so here is talking about Scale XP. Okay. So I'm rounding up. Beyond technology, 64% of breaches are human. You can't patch a person like you patch software. It's not possible. You can't run software updates on your employees. You have to train them. training them is like patching a software. You have to keep training them. And that's why KSAP is beautiful, because it's provides lessons that are updating itself based on real world attack scenarios. So for every real world attack scenario that happens, KSAP builds it into a lesson to teach your employees. So it's a continuous, learning platform where you have a lot of lessons. You can't. It's not a destination. It's a journey. So you have to keep learning. You have to keep yourself abreast of these things. So business resilience is level 4 of the maturity model. You need to adapt quickly to evolving threats. And cybersecurity has a strategy when you use Scale XP to ensure that your business is governed, measurable, leadership-driven capability. The next one, please. Okay, so are you ready to build your human firewall? You can scan the QR code, you can book a consultation for you. We can also book a POV for you. So you see how the platform works before you even buy it, and play around with the platform. So the question I'm going to leave you with is, where are you on the cyber safety maturity model? So please think about it. Think about, all the solutions you want to put in place, trainings you have to give your employees, and ensure that cybersecurity is a culture endeavor that needs done in your organization. Thank you very much. Appreciate everyone listening to me.
Thank you very much. One more time, can we just celebrate Tobi Omole? Up next. So if you have questions in the room, let me just see your hands up. Can I get a mic runner, please? Yes, please. Okay, so just one person. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
I have a question, and it's in human form. It's in human form. And the problem is in human form. Situation whereby the decision makers in your company are not technical. How do you sort it?
Okay, so part of it is the reasons why we did this KIPS, the Kaspersky interactive protection system that we just did now, right? You saw the damage that cybersecurity can do. So not only from the technical point, but from the business as well, right? Part of it is running a demo of the KSAP. Push out this phishing simulation to everybody. Show them the people that will fall. Even those your management people that are falling, show them how much of a risk they are to the organization. Do you understand? So, and part of what you need to let them know is this thing that we're talking about, like cybersecurity, is not just like she has been saying, it's an investment, it's not an expense. The money you spend paying for ransomware, why not spend it on, securing your business, not your operations, not your solution, your business, because there's also the reputation aspect to it. So part of it, you can start from the KSAP, push it out to everybody. And the beautiful thing about KSAP is you can customize it. You know the specific people that you want to target. Study them the way hackers study people by social engineering. Know the kind of things they like. If somebody likes football, push it to them that there's a club in Ikoyi that they've been selected to become a member. Let them see it. Those are the things that will push them to click on things like that. They won't really check where these things are coming from. Do you understand? Because they are excited. Why is this email coming to me? If you know their personal email and they are using their personal email on their work device, send those emails to them on that personal email. Because they won't think twice. It's not work. So you show them how much of a risk they can become if cybersecurity is not a culture thing. It needs to be a culture thing. You need to see it as an investment into the business. So does that answer the question? All right. And second question, please.
All right. Thank you very much, speaker.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have a question on because I tested KSAP.
All right.
Before I ask my question, I wanted to speak to what
when are you buying?
When am I buying? Oh, so I've been on the break for a while, so hopefully I could close before the end of Q3.
All right.
So what I did in my organization was I did something called this popular spear phishing for a certain level of management staff, especially the adamant ones. So each and everybody got a target of their own kind. You get, including some of the. So I picked different group of staffs, and I got a very good what's it called, reward. Not reward, because when I got to the steering committee where all my technology projects will be presented, I just presented the report. The mindset was, who are the people that next slide. Some of the people that were fighting were on the next slide. So usually the bridge between technicality and management and business is all about investment and, like you said, investment and excellence. In the banking sector, I'm sure some of my bosses here have been in the banking sector, and we know what fraud has been saying in the sector for the past 6 months. Yeah, so I think a proof of value from what our speaker said would suffice. So my question is, will I be able to do the reporting Outlook plugin without buying the Kaspersky email security? So let's say I buy just KSAP. There's a plugin that comes with the product where you impute it in, where you integrate it with Outlook, where when staff see phishing, they just click on report, and I think Kaspersky fetches.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, does it come out of the box with KSAP, or I have to get it with email security?
Okay. I would like Ivan to respond to that. Yeah.
So Ivan is close.
So will you just kindly let me actually go there so that we don't back and forth, but just to get clarity on.
All right. So the Outlook email reporting,
The report phishing plugin.
plugin for reporting phishing. I wanted to confirm, does it come with the KSAP, or I have to get the Kaspersky email security solution for me to be able to use that plugin to just track staff's behavior on letting some phishing mail either sit in junk, sit in inbox, or actually being proactive by reporting it, so it puts an intelligence on it, so that when I see this email, quite a number of people have reported it, so it should just by default move to.
As far as I'm aware, it only integrates with KSAP, because when you click on that report phishing plugin, that specific one is designed to generate that result for you in the KSAP platform, albeit that it's obviously a custom designed plugin, and I will actually just find out if there is a separate report phishing plugin that does not need for KSAP to be purchased, because it's with or without KSAP, it's a very good tool to have, irrespective of you having KSAP. But just as part of your question, that report plugin, as far as I'm aware, it only comes with KSAP, but I will just need to clarify on that, and perhaps I would be able to do so right after my session. Then I can give you a clear and concise answer on that. Use case.
Thank you. So you can meet with Ivan at the consultation corner. Also, please, the QR code to be displayed. If you have more questions or would like to meet with our consultants, you can scan the QR code. Also, we have the consultation corner outside. You can meet with Ivan, Hashi, Tobi, SA, or any of our consultants. Thank you. More questions, please. Do we have questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for Tobi Omole. Thank you so much.